This is not a test. This is your emergency podcast system announcing the commencement of the annual Take Purge. At the siren, all takes, including things you don't actually believe, will be legal for 60 continuous minutes. No players, coaches, or media members of any kind will be granted immunity. All rational thought, logic, and professional credibility will be suspended. The Ringer Podcast Network thanks you for your participation. May our Take God, Chris Sims, be with you all.
Welcome to the Ringer Fantasy Football Show. My name is Danny Heifetz, and I am joined by Danny Kelly and Craig Horlbeck. And oh my God, we were doing the Take Purge, and then Micah Parsons got traded in the middle of it. So this episode's kind of going to be 1/3 or 1/2 Take Purge, which if you don't know is like our favorite episode thing we do all year. We'll explain it in a moment. Then it's like a quarter, Micah Parsons got traded, and we freak out. Then Bill Simmons walks in, and then we just kind of talk about the Micah Parsons trade again.
I didn't even know he was at the office today.
No.
He came barging in holding his own chair.
Follow us on
his own chair.
Follow us on Instagram, Ringer Fantasy Football. They got a video, Jomi and you guys got a video of Bill actually sneaking in on the recording and brought his own chair to this recording. So follow us on Instagram.
It actually worked out quite nicely because we were kind of getting to the end of our Take Purge hour. We were like 50 minutes in.
Yeah.
And then Jerry Jones had his own Take Purge and Micah Parsons was traded.
Yeah. So spoiler, Take Purge. You know, it's a great trade for Dallas, right? We all agree. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a great
Loved
move
it.
by
Smart.
Dallas. Thank God Luka
Savvy.
Doncic. Yeah. Thank God Luka and Micah Parsons don't play for them anymore. Everyone must be so happy there. So yeah, honestly, this is the most electric show we've had, and I can't even remember. So
And also, we forgot to end the Take Purge. So
yeah, we forgot.
Yes.
Well, I think the theme is the Take Purge really never ends.
We're still in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to get to all that. If you are here because you want to hear about the Micah Parsons part, you can skip ahead to the Micah Parsons part. If you want to come on this journey with us, then stick around. We're going to take a quick break. This episode of the Ringer Fantasy Football Show is presented by Hyundai. Get into the Hyundai Getaway sales event and get away with a deal so right it almost feels wrong. You can get huge savings on their adventure-ready SUVs like the Hyundai Santa Fe and Santa Fe Hybrid models. Or go all electric and choose from America's most awarded EV lineup, like the breakthrough Ioniq 5 or Ioniq 6. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for details. Offers end September 2nd, 2025. All right, I'm joined now by three men here, ready to purge our souls.
You're joined by
Who's
three
the
men.
third?
You're right. Well, I'm here. Whatever, man. It's not. Whatever. You know what? It's not about counting, DK. It's about the Take Purge.
We're here. We're joined by the Holy Spirit. That's the third.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's how we're going to have to survive this whole thing.
We're joined by Chris Sims in spirit.
Exactly. He's always with us.
AKA the Holy Spirit.
So, yeah, I mean, again, we do this content. We do so many shows. We do so much prep. We do so much research, and you end up with these unwanted thoughts, these intrusive thoughts, these unwanted ideations that we don't know what to do with. And so just every year we have to just do a purge where we get rid of, we have a safe space hour to unleash all these things so we can be pure and respectable members of the citizenry in the Republic for the rest of the year.
We can cleanse ourselves of these haunting thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Take Purge. Ari Aster has been in talks with us to turn it into a movie, so hopefully that works out.
Have any of us watched The Purge yet?
I have. We did it as
Details.
the rewatchables.
You did. Have
seen
we?
The Purge.
No, I
watched some
I
of it.
refuse to watch it now. It's just a principle, but yeah.
But yeah, no,
Purge
this
is
is
good, actually. Purge is a good movie.
This is my favorite episode we do.
Did you find this year to be easier, harder than other years?
Easier. Way easier. I've written a lot of these down over the course of the last 5 weeks.
My process, Craig, is 1 hour before the show, I come up with all my Take
You let
Purges.
them bubble up naturally.
Yeah, they just bubble.
I can't think of one before
Like
1 hour before the
indigestion.
show. Yeah.
I think there's one thing that we need to remember for the Take Purge, and we heard it in the intro, where Liz clearly outlines that we are not responsible for these takes.
Yes.
And I think sometimes we still feel encumbered by outside criticism for these takes, but these are not our responsibility. These takes, it's not us making these takes. It's whatever happens inside that 60-minute window.
Professional credibility is suspended.
Yes.
Including things. Some of these things are things we don't even believe.
Correct. Most of them, perhaps.
Right.
Almost all of them.
Yes.
Except
These
the ones
are
we get right. We believe
intrusive
those.
thoughts. And so if these takes end up being right, I don't want credit for them.
Oh! There it is.
I mean, it's time. My heart rate going.
60 minutes. We have an hour. We're going to come out of this as different people, but it's time. Do either of you gentlemen, anyone want to go first?
Yeah, I'll start.
Okay, Craig. Please, Purge.
Okay.
Bathe in the light.
There's been a lot of criticism about the Miami Dolphins this year. The vibes are terrible. I think Miami's going to win 11 games and make the playoffs.
Okay.
And I think...
Love this. Carlos is pumping his fist
I think
somewhere.
this has all gone way too far. DK, how many games do you think they won last year? Last year was a disaster.
I was just about to look that up.
Was it 8?
They won 8 games.
Yeah.
They won 8 games last year.
Like a fine team.
Yeah, they're fine.
Totally
fine.
In the games Tua has started and finished, the Dolphins are 38-20, which is a 65% win percentage.
So their quarterback has to stay healthy, which is like every other team in the NFL.
Correct.
Right.
65% win percentage when Tua starts and finishes games. That's better than Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, CJ Stroud, Jordan Love, Jared Goff, Dak Prescott. It's only behind.
I mean, can I go further than that? You know what 65% win percentage is? Roughly what Brady and Belichick won in the regular season together is about 2/3 of the games.
Tua MVP?
It's only behind Mahomes, Lamar, Josh, and Hurts, that winning percentage.
Wow.
So I'm kind of just like, you know what? I'm just going to zag on Miami. Everyone's like, vibes are terrible. I'm like, the vibes are terrible with Tyreek every single offseason. He's Tyreek Hill. You know what I mean? They also have the 9th easiest schedule in the league. Their first 8 games, they play the Colts, the Pats, the Bills, the Jets, the Panthers, the Browns, the Falcons, and the Chargers. They can be 6-2 after week 8. It's like their offensive line question marks. Sure, they tried to kind of revamp the middle of it. They also have sneaky, fantastic defensive line with Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb is back, Chop Robinson is a hit. I'm kind of
Zach Sealer's good.
Zach Sealer's good. I'm kind of just like, Miami is the team that nobody is talking about, and every time Tua plays, they fucking win.
Can I get you to admit that Jalen Waddle is good?
In the Take Purge, yeah.
I agree. I don't think this is even that hot. I think that this is...
I think every single person
You're saying they're going to win 11 games and make the wild card round?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I guess they could win the division. I think they will be in the playoffs and they're going to win 11 games.
I really like this.
Yeah.
I'm very into this. I love whenever we have like preseason narratives and it seems like everyone agrees on something, I feel like that's definitely been, things are just terrible in Miami. People are talking about Mike McDaniel getting shit canned at the end of the year.
Yes. I mean, he's the odds leader for first coach fired.
Right.
I would say outside of the teams that are like the true bottom of the barrel, like the Browns and stuff like that, the Saints quarterback situation, I think Miami has the quote unquote worst vibes in the NFL right now.
This Kenneth Grant guy has gotten tons of hype in preseason.
Worst vibe. Browns, Colts.
I just said outside of the Browns and the Saints with like the bad quarterback. I guess you could have the Colts, but I'm saying outside of the teams that are considered to be bottom 3 teams in the
has been
NFL.
hurt all preseason.
Yeah. I overall, I think that I don't think the Dolphins are like a real contender.
For a team that wins 65% of the time when their quarterback plays, I feel like the public sentiment around them is horrible.
Is it public sentiment or is it our sentiment of us on our show?
That's also
I feel like I've been kind of pushing back a little.
No, I agree.
Yeah. But I do like this. I want to piggyback on that a little bit.
Okay.
And this is just something I thought of right now. This was not pre-planned, but like Ollie Gordon might be the best running back sleeper in all of fantasy football right now.
I agree. Jalen Wright just got surgery. We're recording this Thursday, August 28th, and this is coming out not Thursday, August 28th.
It comes out Labor Day, yeah.
But yeah, Jalen Wright just got surgery. I agree. I think Ollie Gordon is like a must-add.
Devon Achane is the type of running back where they're going to feed him a lot of opportunities, but he is not like a 3-down, just pound him into the line.
He needs a David Montgomery. Like,
right.
He needs a David Montgomery.
And that's the exact type of running back I think Ollie Gordon is. He's just a big, physical, downhill guy. He's the perfect complement to Devon Achane. And now he has a runway to be basically the 1B in this offense. We saw Raheem Mostert a couple of years ago and Achane both were top 10, whatever, they're top 5 running backs.
I think they were like 2 and 3.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that the run game is going to be as good this year as it was that year, but I think there's a huge opportunity here for Ollie Gordon to come in and like overshadow a lot of the other big time rookies that we've been talking about in the preseason. So he was on my mind even before we started this, and so I'm piggybacking on that. Do you want me to go?
Yeah.
This one is maybe like really obvious, but Breece Hall is going to be a league winner. I actually believe this somewhat in my heart, and I'm not just doing this to counter all the like off-season narratives. Basically, I don't think any player in fantasy, any big name player in fantasy has had a worse preseason than Breece Hall. Like he's fallen. I would like to see the stats on terms of like ADP, how much he's fallen. But we've seen in the past a huge edge in fantasy can be to just completely fade preseason narratives. And a lot of it is narrative based. Everyone thinks Braylon Hall is going to be this big new thing. And
they put the jerseys on and everyone's like, oh yeah, Jets, right.
What?
You said the preseason narratives, but it's like people watch the preseason games and photos come out and they're like, oh yeah, wait, he's on the Jets. But I hate the Jets.
Yeah, the Jets, and the Jets have an awful history, of course. But I mean, that hasn't stopped us from liking Breece Hall in the past. Breece Hall was injured last year. He still averaged 13 points per game. It wasn't like he was fucking terrible.
No, stop. He
averaged 13 points per game.
That's fucking terrible for the guy you picked second in the league.
Okay, he was a disappointing relative to where you got him. He wasn't a fucking disaster.
I don't know. I think I think he might have been the single biggest disaster in fantasy. You
took
him second overall.
So last year, and that's definitely painting our impression of him this year. Yeah. Let's do the last 2 seasons combined. Okay. Because obviously there was a reason he was the number 2 pick in fantasy. The last 2 seasons combined.
Because we were all high.
No running back has more receiving yards than Braylon Allen. Only
you mean Breece Hall.
Right. God,
so
that's a tough one.
It's Ross Rachel saying the wrong name in the altar.
Christ. Okay. No running back has more receiving yards than Hall last 2 seasons. Only Alvin Kamara has more targets and receptions than Breece in the last 2 seasons. Only Rashad White and Devon Achane have scored more receiving touchdowns than Breece Hall in the last 2 seasons. I'm going to admit Braylon Allen is going. He's going to have a lot of carries in this offense, but they're going to be the less valuable type. I think Breece Hall is going to get a ton of receptions. Last year, Justin Fields passed 22% of his passes to running backs, which was, let's see here, 5th among quarterbacks with 100 attempts last year. Justin Fields, what if Justin Fields is actually better for the Jets offense than Aaron Rodgers was last year? Aaron Rodgers, I think, ruined the Jets run game last year. The way that he plays quarterback, the way that he changes everything at the line, the way that he is constantly manipulating the play call based on what he sees on the defense and all that, it like
checking
really
a lot of runs
checking into short throws with that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I think it really fucks with your run game. So I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm zagging when everybody is out on Breece Hall.
I think this fundamentally what you're doing is a Warren Buffett by the dip of this guy was a top 5 pick last year. And now you
most
get him
importantly,
50th.
like big picture, I still think he's really good. Like, I know that you don't believe that in your core. I still think he's good.
No, look, this is what the essence of the Take Purge is. This is correct. This is something you deep down, maybe you don't even really believe, but it's bubbling up.
Yeah.
Also, this is also what the Take Purge is for, because now I'm just going to think of Braylon Allen as just Rachel. Just Ross on this. Rachel.
What was who was the woman?
Emily. They were in the church in England and the whole thing, and Rachel walked in and he said, Rachel. Yeah, it's tough. That's kind of what he just did. But no, overall, to your point, TK, I actually originally felt this way, like in early July, I thought I was going to be a big Breece Hall guy. Because of just the simple premise of he was a first round pick going 50th, and that just when does that happen for someone who isn't coming off an ACL or a knee injury or 30? Yeah, and he's none of those things. He's totally healthy. Like, it's just really rare. And also, Jets have an awesome offensive line. And
I think Justin Fields is going to augment their run game. Whereas Aaron Rodgers made it worse. I think the way that Justin Fields can run is going to open up run lanes, like you see with a lot of like the read option type quarterbacks. It holds a defender, so it creates more space.
Lamar and Derrick Henry, Jalen Hurts and Saquon.
The other thing I was going to say here, and I'm trying to remember my point because I got derailed.
Breece Hall. His name's Breece Hall.
Oh, I guess just the other thing is like there's a lot of assumptions being made with Braylon Allen where he's like this big dude who looks good in the preseason. But he did that last year too, and then completely fucking faded. And I think like we're doing the same thing with Braylon Allen. I do like Braylon Allen. I'm not saying I don't.
We're wish casting Braylon Allen.
Right. He's still really young and really inexperienced.
And I think that's a great like example of I think like a lot of the narrative has been like he's 21 years old. Like, okay,
sometimes that's bad.
So was Kyle Pitts.
There are interns at wherever you work that are older than Braylon Allen. Like sometimes that's bad.
I look at the Breece Hall narrative, and again, I don't think anyone's had a worse preseason than Breece Hall in terms of like the big names in fantasy football. And I'm just like, I feel like it's gone too far.
I think this is true. I think this is good.
I agree.
These are like really convincing. I'm surprised these are Take Purge takes. I think these are just like really well-reasoned arguments.
But they're things.
You guys are souls on his corrupted mind.
It's like, I don't know if I even believe this.
Yeah, I might not.
Well, no, you do.
I do, but I don't.
Like, do I actually think Miami's going to win like 11 games? Probably not.
Right.
But at night.
Yeah, when you're staying up.
Half awake.
Laying up at night,
Speaking of which, I have something
you know what? All right, go.
I have some stuff I got to get off my chest, guys.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah, hold on. Let me spill this LaCroix on you.
Please. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be awesome this year.
Okay.
Obviously, I had that coming next.
I think the Steelers are going to be really good.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah.
I think
Fuck yeah.
Aaron
Me
Rodgers,
too, baby. Let's cook. Let's do it.
Aaron
right,
Rodgers
all right.
has a really weird, like a really underratedly weird thing going on of just this crazy full circle arc of Brett Favre's career, where he's played exactly 15 years for the Packers.
Then goes the Jets.
Then goes to the Jets.
Wanted to go to the Vikings.
Wanted to go to the Vikings, yeah, Jets. And then now I kind of think the same thing's going to happen where Aaron Rodgers is going to be like borderline story of the season, how well he's playing. Like elite, like with Mahomes or Josh Allen, but like they're going to win a lot of games. And I think the Steelers are going to like make the AFC Championship game.
I'm erect right now.
I also think Aaron Rodgers is going to throw, like Brett Favre,
Bricked up.
back-breaking interception in a game they should win, and the Steelers will lose literally on the last play of the game, being a Rodgers interception, and then he will retire. And
Okay,
And then he'll steal money from some like thing.
I see McAfee over there. Remember, we're comedy. They're a comedy podcast, and Pat McAfee because he said that. Very litigious. Brett is.
Brett Favre.
I know.
Okay.
What I wrote down was the Steelers and Rodgers are going to work, and no one in media will know how to handle it. No one's going to know what to do.
I don't know what to say.
No,
Okay.
no, wait. This is how we handle it. Aaron Rodgers is going to play great because it's actually not Aaron Rodgers. It's a crisis actor.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Okay.
No, but I do think this is going to work. Mike Tomlin's not Robert Saleh, and the Steelers aren't the Jets.
Yes. Okay. What I wanted to add to this is that I think we collectively undersell the fact that Rodgers tore his fucking Achilles at 39 years old, came back and wasn't that good on the fucking Jets.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, cooked, washed, terrible, ruined the team, sucks. And I'm like,
pan to Sean Fennessy.
yeah.
I'm gonna kill
I'm
him.
like, Kirk Cousins was fucking benched at 36 years old coming off a torn Achilles. To me, it's a miracle Rodgers played all 17 games and threw 28 touchdowns at 40 years old coming off a torn Achilles. I think that's actually extremely impressive.
I think it's probably gonna work. He'll figure it out.
I'm like, and a year after that, it's like we always do the year after, and I get that he's old and all that stuff, but I'm like, the Steelers might have the best defense in the NFL. They have the most competent coach in the NFL, unlike Robert Saleh. I don't know, man. The Steelers won 10 games with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields and no wide receivers. They won 10 games with Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, and Mitch Trubisky. And they won 9 games with rookie Kenny Pickett and Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, I kind of I think they're going to do a lot of like multiple tight end stuff that's going to fix the running game. And I still have all my concerns about how it could go wrong. But I just kind of think Rodgers is actually underrated now. He's fine. He'll be better. Like the Steelers are not the Jets.
The Steelers
I think they're
going to
be good. They're going to make the playoffs. It's going to be
I
funny.
think I like all your arguments.
Okay.
I think they make sense logically.
Yeah.
I think the only hole in this whole thing that could be a fatal flaw is that he's 41 years old.
Yeah, sure.
But that's also
And
like
maybe he just won't get back to being good.
But that's
ever.
why everyone agrees he can't do it. Like Sheil Kapati, our coworker here, keeps saying that the only guy who's ever done the
Brady.
40-year-old thing is Brady and Favre.
Okay,
And
well, who's the best quarterback other than Tom Brady of this century?
that's what I'm saying.
It's
It's
fucking Aaron
What
Rodgers.
I want to say to Shields, like, you know what? None of them are old enough to have tried it yet. You know, Brady, I don't know. I agree. I actually think it's going to be fine. Can I give a related, any of the Rodgers thoughts you want to purge here? I mean, you have a lot of Rodgers related stuff here.
I don't know. I have thoughts about like that he doesn't want to get hit narrative and all that stuff. I'm like, okay.
Well, this is the moment.
I'm like, first of all, who does want to get hit? Okay, he had the ninth
running
most
backs.
Okay,
No one
I
wants
guess
to get hit, but quarterbacks will take hits. There's a difference.
Sure. Okay, but I'm like, does any quarterback like over 34 want to get hit? That's
like even Matt Stafford last year, like they're taking hits to make throws, and I think the difference is Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers was sacked the 9th most times last year, and everyone's like, "Oh, the deep ball game, all this stuff." Yeah, his air yards per attempt was low. He was throwing short passes, but it was above Patrick Mahomes, Kyler Murray, Jared Goff. His time to throw is basically the same as Joe Burrow, Baker Mayfield, Dak Prescott. I'm kind of just like I'm sick of cherry picking certain stats that Aaron Rodgers has that a lot of other great quarterbacks have.
I can't wait for Carlos to take a clip of Craig
No.
like a month ago.
No,
being like, look at all these people
no.
who just look at Rodgers' stats.
No. Where are we right now?
This is the Take Purge.
It's the Take Purge. You're right.
I don't know what this is basically severance.
Yeah,
I don't know
exactly.
what Audi Craig is saying.
Speaking of which, I have another Steelers related thing here. While we're talking about all professional credibility has been suspended and you can't prove that I said this.
Sure.
George Pickens will be out of the NFL in 2 years.
Oh,
Like George Pickens is
Unnecessary.
George Pickens will be on the Birmingham Stallions in 2 seasons.
why? What happens?
Because Mike Tomlin gave up on him, and literally, it is just a graveyard of players Mike Tomlin gave up on. Literally, like Antonio Brown, like went to Looney Tune land after he left. Do you know what? Like a third of the way into the season last year, Deontay Johnson was 3rd in targets in the NFL. He has since been on 4 teams in 11 months, and there will probably not be a 5th guy. Like Le'Veon Bell became a boxer shortly after he left the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like Juju Smith-Schuster has not averaged 20 yards a game in the last 2 seasons. Chase Claypool is 27 years old. Do you know what team Chase Claypool is on? Can you either of you tell me?
CFL?
I don't think he's on a team.
He's not on a team.
Yeah.
He's 27. I'm just saying, George Pickens, they decided not to pay him. Now, I know what you're thinking. I bet Jerry Jones did such a good job vetting George Pickens, right? Come on, right? Like, there's no way the Cowboys just kind of went on their draft grade and rep, and they totally did their
I don't
due
even feel like
diligence,
this
right?
is a hot take.
This
This is like a normal take.
We're taking him in the 6th round.
I believe Bill said this like
This is
earlier.
just, this is just like mean.
Fine, but he's just going alongside Jamison Williams, and meanwhile, like, I don't know.
This isn't the mean part.
All right, fine. Fuck me. All right, fine.
Wait, hold
Didn't
on.
realize that was such a soft take.
It is very soft.
It's a little soft. I mean, saying George Pickens is a wild card.
Okay, fine.
And
You
it
want
might
a
not
hot,
work
Milk
out.
toast.
all right, fine. You want a hot take then?
Yes.
All right, Bill Belichick's gonna fucking crush at UNC. They're gonna be like they're gonna be with Clemson winning the ACC next season.
What is going
2026.
to be the phrase that they trademark after this year, after they win the national title? Think about that.
Oh yeah, the
Digging for gold.
Honda Cincinnati. Yeah, I don't know, but no. And also, I think the Belichick thing's gonna work. I really do. I'm serious about this. I have been this has been rattling around my head for months. But
Again, is this a hot take?
I'm saying
This
UNC's
is pretty
going
hot,
to
I
win.
think.
I'm saying college football playoff. Like it's going to work. Like they're going to be seriously in contention.
I seriously doubt it.
for the
so
national
this
championship.
does feel hot enough to me.
Who is talking about this? I'm just saying, everyone's just kind of joking about it, writing it off. And I look at before you Google it, the odds for them to win the ACC, what do you think they are? Not the college football, the ACC. Duke is 25-1. What do you think UNC is?
You're saying this? You said
For this year, what do you think the odds are?
Are you making the bet that they're going to win this year or next year?
No, well, I'm saying I actually think they'll do it next year, but I'm saying this season, Duke is 25-1 What do you, and also, what do you think?
I'm assuming
UNC is going to be in the
40-1.
It is 45-1.
college football playoff. That's your.
That means-
No, that's
that
the
means they-
ACC.
That means they win the ACC.
No. I'm saying, what's your take?
My take is this is going to work, and I think that
But
they're
not
going to be
this year. You're saying the odds are poor this year, but they're also not
what
going
I'm
to
actually
win the
think.
ACC this
So
year.
what I think is going to happen is that I think we're going to look at this, and Bill Belichick's going to coach fucking circles around all these guys. Like we're going to get to week 4 and realize that Bill Belichick is the greatest game planner of our lifetime and our father's lifetimes ever in the like we've seen in football, and he's going to be coaching against fucking Mario Cristobal. And if you talk to assistant college coaches, they all tell you these head coaches in college, they don't know as much football as you think. They're recruiters. They're hucksters. They would be in another life with fewer like breaks, like great car salesman or something else. They're recruiters. They don't have to recruit anymore. That's what the money's for. We're in this in-between era where these guys with these jobs, like Bill Belichick's walking in. When he demonstrates that Belichick is serious about this job this year, I think they're going to, they have to be, like the recording, this is going to come out, I think, Monday, Labor Day. Their first game's tonight versus TCU. They might get rocked. I don't care. By the end of the season, I think it's going to be clear that Belichick's going to care. He's going to be, and once it's demonstrated to these kids, this is not a joke. He's actually taking this seriously. He's going to dominate the transfer portal.
Once Jordan tells the students that this is
Exactly.
for real and this is not a joke.
But for real, I do think that the transfer portal is going to bend his way over the offseason, and then they're going to have their pick of all these talented kids, and he's going to pick the work ethic and mental profiles of all these talented kids. And this 2026, with a real team, I think they're going to be like a fucking like sub powerhouse. I think it's going to work, man.
Is this that Bill Belichick, the best coach ever in football, in 2 years?
We got to stop with the.
Everyone's
We got to
like-
stop with the in 2 years thing.
It's not 2
I
years.
think-
It's I said this.
I think this is a 7 out of 10. I think if you said they're going to win the ACC this year, that's a take. That's a hot take.
I'm
You'd
surprised.
be like, once Bill Belichick gets a year of recruiting and they get 2 years under his belt, they'll be really good.
I'm saying
yeah, Bill Belichick.
45-1 this year, and I'm saying I straight up think they're going to like be in the ACC title game next year. Like this is. Here's the thing: you're saying this is lukewarm. When I tell this to people, they
But you
laugh
keep
at
listing
me.
the odds of this year, but you're talking about next year. What are the odds going to be next year?
All right, fine, whatever. Then fucking win this year. I don't give a shit. I think it's going to work.
Well, you know what I mean? Yeah, they're like 8th out of 15 in the odds right now. But if they finish the season strong and next year they're like a top 3 bet, is that a hot take?
No, but when I say win the ACC, I'm not saying like that's the stop. I'm saying when they win the ACC, you're in the college football playoff. I guess what I'm trying to say is they will be in the mix to win the national championship
you think it'll be like,
after the season.
It's going to be like Georgia and Bama and Oregon and Ohio State.
Yes,
and
like
UNC.
we're going to get North Carolina versus Georgia in the college football playoff games. Yeah, maybe I'm not being clear enough.
Okay.
When I say win the ACC means you get to fucking make you're going to be in the final 4 teams. Okay. Like it's going to be a real game.
Goes golfing with Tate once.
No, Tate's the only person who
get.
Everyone else laughs at me, man. Tate's the only one who knows.
I think this is hot enough. I don't
want to hear this isn't a hot take.
I do doubt. I have some doubts, and I'm cynical that he's going to be able to like connect with college-aged people.
He's connecting with one right now every night.
Have you heard one person who
fucking fair?
That was really good. Have you heard one person who doesn't go to
Maybe
UNC?
not every night.
Yeah, no, he's got that kind of energy. Come on.
Oh God. Okay. Well, I'll stop.
Anyway.
I take it back.
I want to stay in the college range.
Please.
Okay.
I think like Liam Cohen is going to be coaching like UCLA next year.
No, come on.
And Trevor Lawrence is going to be on the Saints.
Yeah.
I think that.
Okay. Wait, how do you get on the Saints?
He's just not going to be on the
They're going
Jags
to
next
punt
year.
on him.
Yeah. If you look at Liam Cohen brought nobody from Tampa Bay with him because he couldn't because he left at the last second. After Trent Baalke left, he was
That
going to
whole
stay in
thing.
Tampa Bay. Then he went to Jacksonville. So he brought nobody with him, and he's just figuring this out. They spent a first-round pick next year to get Travis Hunter this year.
Right.
Which I love Travis Hunter, and like they paid like he will play both ways, not like he could.
Correct. If you look at DK, can you tell me the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator of the Jags?
Damn it. Don't test me on this. I know it's a weird named guy on the Jags.
You talking about the OC?
Yeah.
Grant Udinsky?
Yeah, that's what he did.
Grant Udinsky is 29 years old.
Grant Udinsky.
He's 29 years old.
In fairness, I don't really need to know his name because it's Liam Cohen's offense. But
Their defensive coordinator, Anthony Campanile, has never called plays before. And Liam Cohen
they're kind of
Liam
like
Cohen
going out
has
on
5 years of NFL coaching experience. I'm not talking about play calling. 5 years in general of NFL coaching experience.
Right.
And their GM is Doogie Howser.
They do collectively lack a lot of experience.
Doogie Howser.
Like the average age.
For those listening who don't know, when we were at the Combine, I went to James Gladstone, the Jaguars GM's press conference, and I just thought it was a PR assistant.
Like setting up the
microphone.
Yeah.
And then he started talking and my jaw dropped because I just assumed, well, he's 25. He's not. I can't wait to see the GM. So yeah,
I will say
it's a little concerning.
everything the Jags are doing, if it doesn't work in like a year or two, we'll be like, well, that obviously wasn't going to work.
Like, are we super confident in the Jacksonville ownership situation? Trevor Lawrence has been bad for 5 straight years. And they have a 29-year-old offensive coordinator, a defensive coordinator who's never called plays, a head coach who has nobody with him from his staff in Tampa Bay. That was a super stable situation with a good offensive line.
When you put it like that.
I don't know. I think he's going to be a college coach again. He'll be getting Will Levis drafted again.
Can I add that then Trevor Lawrence cuts his hair for once, and then he becomes great somewhere else?
Oh, that's good.
When he cuts his hair, he's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I think this is a good take.
This is pretty good. I hate to say it.
To be honest, I also haven't. I feel like I haven't heard that
It
has
hasn't
there
like
been great
looked
Trevor
great.
Lawrence buzz this offseason?
No.
Like, man, he's figured it out. It's a whole different situation. Him and Liam Cohen are like firing on. I just haven't heard any of that.
Right.
I don't know.
It's a little disconcerting.
It's a little quiet down there.
It's pretty good.
In Florida.
It's pretty good. Tiki, you want one, or you want
quiet
me to
down
go,
there
or
in
you got
Florida.
another one?
I got one. I thought of this morning.
Thanks.
I think
Great.
Deebo Samuel is going to outscore Terry McLaurin in fantasy this year.
That's good.
And I want to be clear, this is not Terry McLaurin hate. This is more Deebo Samuel is a great sleeper. So here's this. Number one, he's not that fat. All right.
He's not that
fat. He's husky, and that's kind of been his thing for a long time. He's
Some
like
people
basically
really
a
like
running
that.
back.
Not
He's
that
going-
fat.
He's not
He's
that
not
fat.
that fat. I mean,
It's the first thing
he might even be in pretty good shape. I haven't seen him lately. Training camp is hard. It's hot out there. They're running around.
Yeah.
Maybe he's lost some weight. He's trimmed up a bit. Number two,
Trimmed up.
Here's my argument.
First 60
Here's my
seconds of the
argument.
take is like, he's not that fat.
Maybe he's trimmed up a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hot. It's hot on the East Coast right now. You're in Washington.
But more importantly,
it's hot.
more
right?
importantly-
Oh yeah, sorry. I've been on the ground. I've been doing my reporting. It is hot in Washington D.C. in August.
I mean, it's on a swamp. Heifetz always says it.
It is.
Built on a swamp.
that we're draining.
Right.
You're doing great. I never would have known you came up with this today.
No, but here's the deal. I do actually kind of feel this way because in this offense, it's going to be, I think, concentrated with McLaurin and Debo. There's not a lot of other competition right now. In who's their number 3 receiver right now? Craig, can you name him?
Dude, Luke McCaffrey.
Luke McCaffrey. I was about to say Lad McConkey.
I don't even think I think right now Jalen Lane, the rookie, is in front of
probably
McCaffrey. So basically, it's going to be a concentrated offense. We're putting a lot on Bill Krosky-Merritt's shoulders in terms of like projecting what he can bring.
Our first overall pick.
When they traded away Brian Robinson, I can't remember who it was, either Dan Quinn or maybe it was Cliff. He was basically saying our offense is going to be a little unconventional, which to me is like they're going to try and turn Debo back into the old Debo during his all-pro season where he was essentially a wing back. Yeah. He was playing receiver, playing running back. He's probably going to get a lot of goal line touches because of the way that he can stretch the offense horizontally. Think about that with Jaden Daniels at quarterback. I just am very excited to see how he's utilized. I think he's going to have way more touches and way more opportunities than we're expecting right now. And has the opportunity to score a lot of touchdowns.
It's a good call that trading Brian Robinson, a lot of people was like, oh, obviously Bill Krosky-Merritt, it's a huge boon for him. But I do think we haven't talked enough about what that actually means for Deebo Samuel because they have Bill Merritt, the 7th rounder, and outside of that, they have like Chris Rodriguez and Austin Eckler.
Right. Austin Eckler also led the league in touchdowns over 2-year span with Anthony Lynn, who's the run game coordinator for Washington, and Deebo Samuel moonlights as a running back. And you didn't mention the Deebo Samuel being fat thing started when he was out of shape, he had a contract issue. Deebo Samuel's in a contract year this year, like he's playing for a contract, and again. He had pneumonia last year and played a football game 5 days later. Most people get pneumonia, can't walk up the fucking stairs for a few days.
Absolutely. This is the ultimate buy low opportunity on Debo.
Yeah, it's like, oh, wow, his yards per game went cut in half after he got pneumonia.
Can't breathe.
Fatso.
You can't breathe when you have pneumonia. Your lungs are all full of shit.
Like this. You know I like this one, DK.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I landed the plane.
There you go. Good job.
He's not that fat.
I don't actually think he's fat.
No.
I think he's just built. That's just how he's built.
Yeah, he's thick.
Week 1 of college football is finally here, and FanDuel is kicking things off with a no-sweat bet just for you. That means you can place any bet on college football this week, and if it doesn't hit, you get it back in bonus bets. Whether you're riding with your alma mater or backing a top 10 matchup, FanDuel has you covered with live betting, game props, alternate lines, and more. I am kind of obsessed with the fact that Arch Manning is going to be playing versus Ohio State, and I think they'll probably get rocked, but I'm not going to lie. Eli Manning won me 2 Super Bowls, and you know what? I'm riding with the family. So, I'm betting on Arch Manning, and I kind of just want to have a little skin in the game in the fact that maybe
isn't Texas like the first number 1 seed to be underdogs in 20 years or something crazy?
Which both sounds right. I don't know if you
how can you be the number 1 seed if you're not favored in the first game
It's
of the
a funny test because Ohio State...
The number 1 ranked team?
Yeah.
People get mad when the national champion loses all their good players. Ibuka and Henderson, all these guys. Will Howard, everyone loses. They're like, oh, you're automatically number 1. But it's also funny that then the betting market
team.
Yeah, it's a funny thing. So I just kind of want to bet on Arch in particular.
You want to take Texas?
It's weird because I guess when I say it, they're the number 1 team, but they feel like the underdog.
They literally are.
If Arch Manning comes in and throws for 400 yards, that's cool. I will say, if Arch Manning gets no matter what happens, it's cool for content. But that game is going to be awesome. So, I'm rolling with Arch, man. I think the world will be a little more fun if Arch Manning's actually cool, actually good at football.
Absolutely, for sure.
So bet confidently because with a no sweat bet, even your first miss comes with a second chance. Download the FanDuel app now or head to FanDuel.com/RingerFantasy to get started. Must be 21 plus and present in select states or 18 plus and present in DC, Kentucky, or Wyoming. Opt-in required, refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. Can I get another one off my chest? Mm-hmm. The top 5 fantasy quarterbacks off the board next year will be, in order, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts.
Ooh, don't tell me. You're not going to say Drake May. That's
Jackson Dart.
Okay.
Sick. That's awesome. I love that. I'm Dart.
Craig's I'm
Jackson
jealous
Dart.
of that.
I'm a Dart head. What's the Dart nick? What's the fan group?
He doesn't need a nickname.
No.
Dart.
What's the fan group for Dart?
Dart
fan.
rippers.
Oh, the dart rippers.
Dart ripper, yeah, ripping darts. Yeah, ripping
Dart
darts.
heads.
I don't know.
The lung darts.
The dart ears. No.
Oh, darty. It's
like
a darty.
like a day party. Darty.
Yeah. No, I think he's going to be good. He's going to be awesome. I'm so in.
This one's great. I debated doing Darty Boys. I debated doing that the Giants are just going to make the playoffs this year.
Oh, well, you want to go further?
Okay.
Okay. This is professional credibility is suspended, right? We're talking about intrusive thoughts.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Russell Wilson hit that 80-yard touchdown in the preseason versus the Bills? He hit that, and I was like, the Giants are going to win the Super Bowl.
So is it going to be Russell Wilson or Dart?
Both. I think they're going to mix and match all the season. I think
the whole season. Like they're going to go. What do you mean?
Sometimes it's a full. This was how football was like in the 50s and 60s. Sometimes it was like they actually would flip at halftime. But I do.
We've lost the plot.
No, but like I put it this way. I know it sounds. And I know it's a little irrational.
He's like men would cheat on their wives.
Yeah,
exactly.
But no, I think Russ plays eventually. But like I don't know because I think the Giants are going to be better than you think. But here's why. The Giants, obviously the Giants beat the Patriots a couple times with a quarterback everyone else thinks is pretty mediocre in Eli Manning and a defensive line that was unbelievable. Mm-hmm. This Giants defensive line, honestly, is probably...
We've seen this movie before.
It's going to be better. Here's the thing. This defensive line has a serious chance to be better than the defensive lines that beat the Patriots both times.
The top four is probably better than any other top four in the league.
Yes, but here's the thing. That one had, I mean, the edge rushers, the depth was crazy. It was like Strahan and O.C. Manure, and they had Justin Tucker and these guys. And like, maybe the edge group isn't quite as good as those guys. But you have Abdul Carter. Brian Burns, probably the best number 2 pass rusher in the NFL. Kayvon Thibodeau, who's not the number 1 you wanted, but I'm pretty crazy overqualified.
Solid rotational pass rusher.
To be a rotational guy. And his whole thing is he's really good at pressuring the quarterback, but he hasn't been able to finish sacks. But like, he's been training this whole offseason on like the actual art of like finishing and taking down the quarterback. So if he actually, that works, that's pretty crazy. Here's the thing.
Training in the art of finishing, Craig.
You know what? I was, you told me to power through and like.
That's what Bill's doing in UNC right now.
Yeah. But I'm just saying the difference is Dexter Lawrence is like the best defensive lineman in the NFL. Yeah. Like the Giants never had defensive tackle like Dexter Lawrence and all this. It's almost like if those teams had like a level below a JJ Watt during that era. So my point being, if that's the case, the Giants just need to make the playoffs because here's the thing. The cornerbacks suck. The cornerbacks suck on most NFL teams. There are 3, maybe 4 teams.
It's very hard to play corner.
So here's the thing. Every team in the NFC.
Give them some credit. You know?
Who in the NFC got better this year? The Lions are much worse. The Eagles are still great and clearly favorites, but they are worse.
Who got better? Dallas?
How? With who? Pickens?
They got their quarterback back.
Yeah, Pickens.
Okay, so fine.
They got Tyler Booker,
sure.
Dak.
Okay.
You know.
Sure. That's not a team I'm afraid of, frankly, in a Super Bowl caliber contender. I'm just saying the Lions are much worse. The Packers have no cornerbacks or pass rush at all. The Vikings have a rookie quarterback, and if that doesn't work out, like the guy behind J.J. McCarthy is Carson Wentz.
The Falcons got better.
Sure, the Falcons, but that's my point. Is it's not insane.
Packers got
I
better.
don't know. They added a rookie Golden. I'm like, there's cute. They have no edge rush. They have no cornerbacks. The Giants have no quarterbacks, but they have an awesome pass rush. Yeah. My point is, if the Giants sneak into the fucking playoffs, even with the hardest schedule in the NFL on paper,
you can make some shit happen in a wild card game.
You're gonna be shocked if the Giants with a great defensive line beat the Cowboys or the Falcons or the Packers. No, you'd only be shocked if they beat the Eagles. The Lions are a good example. Like the Lions are awesome. That defense, you have 14 guys coming off injury. They're not all healthy. That's 14 guys rehabbing injuries last year. Like, I'm just saying, only the Eagles and Lions to me qualify as like shocking wins. Even the Buccaneers got worse. Like, the Giants could make a run, and I'm watching and I'm like, you know what? The only shocking team in the NFC to me is the Eagles. Otherwise, the Giants, I do think, are going to be able to give a game to everyone else in the conference.
I like this, Heifetz. I do.
It's a well-crafted take.
I believe in Dart.
I'm afraid that he believes it.
I have been.
Me too.
I've been convinced.
I'm terrified.
Yeah. The only thing that's tough about it, I guess, that's like the schedule sucks. It's
hard.
That's unfortunate. Which they got a shit draw with that, having the hardest schedule in the league.
I'll always be a football optimist because the Giants started 2007 0-2 and then beat the Patriots, who went 18-0. So I'll always be a football romantic. But I do look generally the NFC. All the good teams are trending down. The AFC is harder. Like the Ravens, the Bills, all these teams are like kind of plateauing. I mean,
like Joe Burrow can't even make the playoffs in the AFC. That's how hard.
Yeah, and I'm like, but I just, again, great defense. And again, the offensive line, you kind of just need to have Neal to become a competent guard. But the O-line's solid. Malik Neighbors is better than any one of those Giants teams had. It's crazy. It's not crazy.
Cam Scattaboo.
If the quarterback's good and electric, I mean, all the pieces that you need. You have like an electric playmaker, Malik Neighbors, and you have the defensive line.
I'm just saying, man.
There are some parallels. It does remind me, I will
Seattle?
admit, of the early days of the Russell Wilson era, where Russell came in and electrified the offense and kind of made it more exciting. And they at that time, and that was early on when sort of the read option was coming back into the NFL. But they adopted that, they embraced it. They built their offense around like Marshawn Lynch and Russell Wilson being able to do that, and his deep ball. It wasn't like he was like a really, he wasn't attacking all areas of the field and like dropping back and dicing up people. He was basically good at like a handful of things, and he did that really well. So I don't know. There are some parallels to that,
dude. And also, I really do believe Abdul Carter is going to be like a Micah Parsons level figure. Like, I think he's just going to be amazing really quickly.
I hope the Giants are good. I think it'd be really. It's a great.
It'd be fun to see Heifetz root
Dart's
for his
awesome.
team.
And again, the weakness of the Giants is cornerbacks on defense. I can't tell you. Go down the list of NFL teams. Tell me who has good cornerbacks other than the Ravens, the Texans, and the Cardinals. Like, find me. Even the Eagles fans are like, they think the cornerbacks after Quinion Mitchell and DeJean are their weakness. Like, you know what I mean? It's like there's 5 teams at most that have a good secondary.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Dart.
I can't tell you how long I've been holding on.
Let's ask for some dart heads, like the Jackson Dart Club names.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Should I go?
Please.
I've been thinking a lot about kind of just like the I've seen enough idea, the year one test. And more now, I'm actually starting to believe that just like if you sucked in year one, you're going to suck. And if you were good in year one, that means you're good.
Okay.
And like, that's kind of it.
More often than not.
I think all the quarterbacks who were bad last year are just bad. And I think all the quarterbacks who were good last year are good. And it's usually like the second you start playing, you kind of know if you're good or not. The second Justin Herbert played, we knew he was good. Jaden Daniels, we knew he was good. Mahomes, we knew he was good. Brock Purdy, kind of the second he played, we're like, that guy's good. You know who wasn't good? Trevor Lawrence. Caleb Williams. He wasn't good.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going to be good. And Trevor Lawrence, he had Urban Meyer, Caleb Williams, it was a mess in Chicago. I kind of don't care. It's not like Herbert walked into the perfect situation.
Sure.
Jaden Daniels didn't walk into a perfect situation. So more and more, I'm like, Anthony Richardson sucked. And you know what? He sucks. He was bad in year one. He's bad.
What happened to development?
Justin Fields.
In this league.
He was bad in year
that's
one.
his point.
He's
There
bad.
is none. It's like you sink or swim. I like this.
Yeah, I'm like, if you were bad in year one, I actually don't care about the situation.
I honestly, it sounds like a joke, but to your point, what happened to development? They used to develop quarterbacks, and now the art of quarterback development's dead. So to your point, if you don't
have time to do
throw
it.
you in the pool, and if you can't swim, then you're done.
Like I see
like
Jackson
this.
Dart. If Jackson Dart plays the first month of the season, he's good. I'm like, all right, he's good.
So what do you say? The counter to that would be,
Yeah.
the obvious one is Jared Goff, who was like the worst rookie quarterback of all time. The other counters to that would be Baker Mayfield,
But isn't-
Sam Darnold, Geno Smith. Were those guys bad?
I think more what I'm getting at is like those guys are fine starters, but they are not guys.
But also, all those guys have a lot in common, which is Geno almost is a different category because he was a backup for like 8 years, and I almost think you need to put him separately. I think but the other guys, Goff, Baker. I mean, they both went number 1 overall. Darnold is also like a top 3 pick. Geno's like a second rounder who sat for 8 years, and the Giants tried to play him. The other guys are all, when they went to a situation with Sean McVay is like the modern Bill Walsh, are all awesome offensive lines with pretty great skill talent. And I will say that to me is, because I feel like I've been the chief person of like quarterbacks fail, or organizations fail young quarterbacks before quarterbacks fail organizations. But I don't even feel like that is in conflict with it, because what I'm saying is if the situation's right, these guys can be better than you think. But I also kind of see what you're saying, where like none of those guys could have gone to Washington last year and been good. I'm like, kind of like.
CJ Stroud was just good. He walked into the shitty Texans and was good. He had a bad play caller, Bobby
so
Slowick.
true.
He was just good.
Why was he bad last year then?
Well, look, I mean, I believe that CJ Stroud is like a guy.
Right.
I believe CJ Stroud
I
can
don't
win a
think
Super Bowl.
Stroud was bad. The offense was bad, and Stroud was there. But to his point, we saw enough from Stroud that the idea that Stroud isn't good is ridiculous to me.
Like I saw Bo Nix last year. I'm like, Bo Nix is good. Caleb's not.
Oh, on that
and that's
note,
kind of how I feel.
I think. Well, anything else? I have a next note, but this is a good point. I like this.
All right.
It's kind of the opposite of nature versus nurture, but not really. It's a little spun off of that. But I just more than ever believe in the year one test, regardless of context. I'm just like, if I watch you when you're good versus if I watch you when you're
What about
bad
Josh
in year
Allen?
one. Yeah, look, he's like the exception that proves the rule.
Yes.
Like there are
Yeah.
situations like that, especially with quarterbacks who run, like Josh Allen.
Where are you at on Bryce Young?
See, like he's a good one. He was bad year one, and to be honest, like I don't think Bryce Young is like the guy who can be a
He's
super
not going to be like a
quarterback.
franchise.
I think he can be a starter in the league,
right.
but I don't think he could be like a top 8 guy.
I don't even mind this. It sounds like the opposite of what I always say, but I actually think they could exist in conjunction where it's like if you give up on these elite guys, they can still be like above average quarterbacks in great situations with the right coaching and the right talent. But to your point, if you want an elite quarterback, you kind of see it immediately. And I do think that unless you're Josh Allen, who's the best physical, Josh Allen was Cam Newton again, like without the college success. But Josh Allen was a Cam Newton build, which is you can't compare other people to that. So unless you're a Cam Newton build, I agree. Like eliteness kind of shows immediately, and competency can be achieved with a great, like Baker, Goff, what they've not, that's above competency. That's like you can have a great offense if everything around them is. But really what we're saying with that is those guys can be a reflection of their surrounding circumstances. Yes. And if the coordinators, the line, and skill groups are great, Baker, Goff, et cetera, can reflect that greatness.
You rise to the level of your situation, those guys.
And you're saying the people who rise above the situation, for the most part, rise immediately. I honestly, I do think that's kind of been
I'm like, Trevor Lawrence will never win a Super Bowl. Kyler Murray will never win.
When he cuts his hair, he's gonna win a Super Bowl. I'm gonna bet so much money when Trevor Lawrence cuts his hair. Everyone is at me on every social media when Trevor Lawrence cuts his hair. I do want to mention Bo Nix, because this talk about things that are just true take purges rattling around my head. I think Bo Nix is going to be better than Drew Brees.
Okay.
He's going to break all the records. I think he's literally going to have a better career. He's like if Drew Brees could run. And here's the thing. Everyone listening now has probably lost me. All the ghosts are screaming. They're like, this is a hot take. And I will say this.
I love it.
I will say this. Whatever unlikely, obviously, however unlikely you think it is that Bo Nix could achieve what Drew Brees did, I think this is almost inarguable. Drew Brees achieving what Drew Brees did was at the time far more unlikely than Bo Nix doing it now, because Drew Brees was the first pick of the second round and then basically had what many people thought was a career-ending injury to his throwing arm, to the point where Nick Saban and the Dolphins failed his medical. They wouldn't even sign him as a free agent, which is the single biggest sliding doors probably the 21st century in the NFL. So I'm not saying, I'm just saying Drew Brees going on and having the career he did is frankly it's up there with Kurt Warner. It's one of the least likely career things that's happened in the entire 21st century after the injury he had. He was failed by a medical team in free agency. So with that said, when I watch Bo Nix, I'm like, what if we pretend that Bo Nix had Caleb Williams' height? If I just pretend, we do the Freaky Friday thing. If I just pretend,
stat lines.
If I just pretend that I thought Bo Nix was going to be great the whole time, I'm like, Broncos have a top 5 O-line, top 5 coach who's been doing this forever and still understands how to win in the NFL. I'm like, I kind of think Bo Nix is going to do this for like defense. 15 years, except he can run. And I don't think it's going to stop.
Okay. This is absolutely absurd, but sure. I think Drew Brees is second all-time in passing yards.
Yeah, he's going to pass him. Yeah.
He has a Super Bowl title.
Yeah, he's going to get 2. Bo's going to get 2.
This is just stupid. Okay, but here's my.
Brees becoming the all-time leading passer in 2006 was preposterous.
Bo Nix was top 15 pick in the draft.
All right.
Drew Brees was what, second round?
Here's my take. J.J. McCarthy's going to outscore Bo Nix this year in fantasy.
Yeah,
I just got a gut feeling about J.J. McCarthy. I don't know what it is. I just think in this offense, with Kevin O'Connell, who over the years, he's had a very, I think the assumption is, and I've kind of talked about this too, and so I'm probably guilty of this too, but I think the assumption is they're going to be really run heavy. They're going to take everything off of the quarterback's shoulders and just try and run and be balanced and all that. But if you go back over the years, Kevin O'Connell's offenses have been really, in terms of pass rate over expectation, they've been pass happy. And they certainly have the weapons to do that, the scheme to do that. I think that just we saw what Sam Darnold did last year in this offense. I think J.J. McCarthy has the physical tools to be really pretty good. And I also think he runs a lot. He will run more than you think too. He's a scrambler.
We did get an email that's like, why aren't we worried about his season-ending knee injury? And I don't know what you think, Dig. I don't want to speak for you. My answer was like, well, it happened in August. And I'm like, mobility is relative. And I'm like, Bo Nix McCarthy's not Lamar Jackson, but he's faster than Michael Penix.
Yeah, I think it's certainly something to keep in mind. But like you said, it happened in the preseason last year.
So he's very removed from the injury.
And I just think overall, the offensive system and the environment that he is being dropped into now, he's named a captain. Obviously, his teammates respect him and all that stuff. I don't know what the mechanics and politics.
Well, they rig it.
Sure. But I think I don't know. I don't actually have a real reason for this. It's just my gut is he's going to be really sharp in this offense and is going to fucking put up big numbers.
Yeah. The Kevin O'Connell thing, if JJ McCarthy's immediately good, Kevin O'Connell, it's kind of like I don't know what else he needs to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like him, obviously was had Kirk Cousins, but then doing the Josh Dobbs thing and then getting Sam Darnold. And then if he does JJ McCarthy, I mean, he truly becomes like a real kickmaker as a
And they also just traded for Thielen the other day, by the way, which we haven't really discussed. They've got Adam Thielen. Obviously, Justin Jefferson is a one of the best number one receivers, big time playmaker, big play creator, touchdown creator. Hawkinson, Addison after 3 weeks. I think Addison is going to have a very good season. I'm also very high on Addison. And I just think the scheme is just like such a difference maker, such a force multiplier for them. I don't know. I just got a good feeling about it.
It's funny because my gut feeling the entire offseason has been the opposite of that. I am kind of soft avoiding all Vikings because I'm just like, they're all being priced as though the quarterback's going to be great. I'm like knocking Justin Jefferson a little bit. I'm just kind of knocking everybody a little bit.
The Vikings and Bucks are very similar to me, where last year we were like, how are the Vikings going to do with Darnold? How are the Bucks going to do with Baker, but a new coordinator? And both those situations, Baker did fine with Liam Cohen, and the Vikings did fine with Darnold. So now a year later, there's a new quarterback, there's a new coordinator, and we're like, well, last year was fine. So, I mean, why even ask the question? And I agree. I actually have, last year I did this, and I had a list of players people that everyone likes now that we're going to be like a little soured on. And I actually think Kevin O'Connell's on my list of guys where universal approval right now. And a year from now, it's going to be like,
milkshake ducked.
People are going to be like, McCarthy, huh?
We're going to be like, they should have kept Darnold.
Yeah.
The other guy that I have on that list of just people that everyone loves right now, and by the end of the season, we're going to be like, not me, but some people are going to be like, I don't know. Dan Campbell. Universal approval at this moment in time, and I'm flagging it because that's going to...
When they struggle, it's going to be like, well, it's probably because Ben Johnson was good.
Bill has a great take that he's like, you can't think the Lions are going to be good and the Bears are going to be good. You have to pick one. You have to either believe in Ben Johnson or you have to believe in Dan Campbell.
The truth and the cold, hard reality of the NFL is the Lions are my most favorite team I think I've ever rooted for. Like the last 2 years, the Lions, other than the Giants. Like
they're the most fun team by far.
Never had more fun. The Bills are high up there, but these Lions are so much fun. They missed their window. And they know it because David Montgomery, who's, again, the heart and soul of that team, David Montgomery said, he literally was like, this is our reckoning year. Like, this is our, like, he didn't say last chance, but he was like, this is our chance. Like, we all, like, you don't want to be the team that gets happy being close enough. Like, none of us are happy that we don't have to repeat, but between all the coaches they lost, the players they lost, the injuries, it is just unfortunate that most championships in most sports are, for better or for worse, dictated by the best team that stayed healthy, and that just wasn't Detroit the last couple of years.
Also,
and they missed their window, and it's going to be different. And then the culture of Dan Campbell built, it's going to be tested, man.
I think, the thing that I'm thinking about the whole time with regards to like the Lions and this era of their, team is it does take a little bit of luck to become a dynasty, right? Like
Absolutely.
a lot of like you have to have the ball bounce the right way in big games and all that stuff. Like
I would say almost every single champion in sports has to have an element of luck.
Exactly.
Right?
And
they've just got, they've been so fucking unlucky with multiple different things. Obviously the injuries last year was horrible for them and they just couldn't outlast it essentially. And so not that I'm calling them a dynasty, but like they're the type of team where it's like, front office, play coaches and play callers and everything kind of was aligned in talent. Mm-hmm. They're the type of team that could have become a dynasty if things had kind of gone right for them. But it was just like, it's so hard to keep that together.
And here's why I think it's going to rear its head this year. The simplest way, and this is other sports too, but particularly in football, the story of teams rising and falling, why teams fall off, is just injuries and drafts. And the teams that rise hit a bunch of drafts in a row. And the draft doesn't affect you really unless you have great rookies that year. A bad draft affects you beginning the year after. Mm-hmm. And so the Lions are doing great when you take Aiden Hutchinson and Jameson Williams and Kirby Joseph and they hit all those picks. Penei Sewell, like Ali McNeil, Amon-Ra St. Brown, like they hit all these picks. And then like the draft we made fun of them for is Jahmyr Gibbs, Jack Campbell, Sam Laporta, Brian Branch. Like they hit all these picks.
Is this real? Holy shit.
Is this real?
What?
Adam Schefter reports the Cowboys are trading Micah Parsons to the Packers.
Is this a take purge?
He tweeted, Cowboys are trading 3-time Pro Bowl Micah Packers to the Green Bay Packers.
Oh my God.
Is this real?
Packers. Is this really Schefter? Hold on.
Yeah.
This is Schefter.
Wait, all right, I'm going to read this.
11.5 million followers.
ESPN
Micah
sources,
Packers.
Cowboys are trading 3-time All-Pro linebacker Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers. Parsons and the Packers have reached agreement on a 4-year, $188 million contract. David Mulugeta of Athletes First had a hand in the trade, ultimately negotiating the record-breaking contract that includes $120 million fully guaranteed at signing, makes Parsons the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. I think we'll find out what the compensation here is in a moment. I think this is Reggie White again. This is Reggie White. Like when free agency was first started, the Packers signed Reggie White. The Packers never do this. The Packers never trade a bunch of first for a player, and it's because my immediate reaction to this is the difference between Micah Parsons and Myles Garrett making $40 million a year is Micah Parsons is 25.
Yeah.
And Myles Garrett's 30 with foot injuries his entire life. I don't know. What's your reaction?
First rounders?
We
were literally just talking about this before the show, like what it would take to trade for Micah Parsons.
We would, yeah. Jeff Chow.
2 is a lock.
So here's my answer to this. Like how much money you pay people, blah 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 blah. I think Bill James, the guy who really is the father of sabermetrics and math and sports, at some point was like at the idea of you quantify what players are worth and everything, and how do you recreate them in the aggregate? And Jason Giambi leaves the A's. Can you recreate him in the aggregate with a platoon? And Bill James was like, here's the problem is some people follow that logic to the end. And it was a famous trade with they traded Ricky Henderson. And Bill James said this thing where he's like, the mistake people make is the entire point of running a sports franchise is to acquire a player like Ricky Henderson.
Right.
And my reaction to this
your whole
is,
thing. It's like,
this is what the money. It's good to pay your good players a lot of money. Like that's a good thing.
Like Micah Parsons.
That's what the fucking cap is for, to play good players.
Like Micah Parsons, to me,
what are we doing?
I actually think
the relationship must have soured to the point where there was like no coming back.
Let's start with Dallas with this because wow, okay.
Are we doing this during the Take Purge?
We have, yeah. This is a Micah Parsons show now.
I thought this was a Take Purge for a second. I was like, are we getting pranked?
The immediate reaction is, I don't think that. Well, here's the thing. What are the chances that I also think the Packers are like Super Bowl contenders now because they don't pass rush.
Oh yeah.
The Dallas.
Why did they trade him to? They traded him to a team in the NFC too.
So I have a lot of thoughts here.
In our conference.
I have many thoughts, but I want to start with DK. With my immediate reaction to this is the Cowboys lose. If you get 2 first round, but we'll see the competition. Yeah, if they got 2 first round picks from Green Bay, that's going to be
two first round picks
and the 28th pick. Yeah. Do you like how do you feel about that? I feel like Cowboys lost and Packers won.
Oh yeah, this is a white flag. We're surrendering.
How many first round picks would they need to have acquired where you would say the Cowboys won? 5?
3, and you can talk about it.
No, fuck that.
But like the odds that you hit 3 first round. But Micah Parsons is like as good of a pass rusher as there's in the NFL. But the point is, who are the other ones? Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, 30, 30. Mm-hmm. Micah Parsons is 26. He just turned 26.
This is wild.
This is awesome.
I don't even know if he'll be 30 when his contract ends. So I really, this is Reggie White all over again.
The Packers just really needed one more first round defensive player really just get them over the top here.
This is Jerry Jones's.
Well, I will say this is so. Jerry Jones. This is a moment I would like to remind everyone.
An all-time fucking bag.
Jerry Jones is older than Joe Biden. Like this is where I would like to remind everyone. Jerry Jones is older than Joe Biden, and I've been saying a lot that this isn't a real thing. That the Cowboys are going to get this deal done the Thursday of the season, and it's all commercial. And I still kind of think that's probably what they intended. But I think they may have soured the relationship so much. I'm curious what comes out. But DK, do you think that the Cowboys actually didn't want to do it? Or do you think Micah Parsons was like, fuck this, I want to play somewhere else?
Green Bay was rumored.
Yeah. It was rumored the last day or two, yes.
This has been around. This has been leaked or whatever. There's been random ass accounts on Twitter talking about it. But I don't know. This is very strange. It feels to me like, because so the background is the Cowboys or Jerry Jones tried to essentially, he was saying he negotiated directly with Micah Parsons and they had a handshake deal.
Yes.
And it's like I'm an oil man and therefore that deal's as good.
He looked me in the eye.
Yeah. Come on. And then obviously, so my first thought is the agent for Micah Parsons was like, fuck this team forever.
You can't underrate the personal aspect of the agents and the teams hating each other because what Jerry specifically was doing was trying to cut David Mulugeta out, and David Mulugeta runs Athletes First and is frankly probably at this point surpassed Drew Rosenhaus as like the biggest, I mean certainly now, surpassed Drew Rosenhaus as the most powerful agent in the NFL. And Jerry Jones, the most powerful owner in the NFL, is basically like, you don't exist. I mean, honestly, that personal element itself, David Mulugeta and Athletes First versus Jerry Jones, is also probably a huge issue here of how this happened. The Packers are runaway winners. We'll see exactly what the compensation is. Do we know that yet?
No,
if it's 2 firsts, the Green Bay.
In the tweet it said that netted them 2 first rounders.
So maybe there's swaps and stuff. So the actual
money, I don't
know
what that means yet.
So the money that comes out, I always end up I'm always the number one person who's like, oh, the money ends up being fake. But for the most part, they're saying $47 million a year.
Yep.
It's probably more.
Lordy.
It's probably not quite that, but like he's clearly the highest paid non-quarterback. So TJ Watt's at 41, Jamar Chase is at 40, Myles Garrett's at 40, Danielle Hunter's at like 35.
Two late firsts
But
is all you get.
disastrous.
But that right there,
Absolutely
disastrous.
But
horrific.
here's the thing, Danielle Hunter, who's on the Texans, makes $35 million a year.
Yeah.
Like, also Danielle Hunter's like 29. Micah Parsons going to make 45. Who do you want to pay? Do you want to give Micah Parsons 45? Max Crosby.
The number does not exist. The limit does not exist.
Max Crosby makes 35. I love Max Crosby, but isn't he also like 30 years old?
He's probably
like
29,
You
yeah.
don't acquire, these people don't become available because the concept, it wouldn't occur to most teams to like let someone like Micah Parsons go. The other thing here, DK, I'm curious what you think. Jerry, this I actually think has a chance to, the Cowboys fan base is so big, but this is frankly probably the biggest test Jerry's ever had with the fan base, because these fan bases are like the Cowboys fan base is like borderline religious. And this is like real heretical.
I'm trying to think of ways in which the Cowboys will end up looking right. And it's only basically
live Take Purge right now. You're pro Cowboys.
Great.
This is a great trade.
Deal. Great trade for Dallas. Can't believe you got rid of that locker room cancer, Micah Parsons.
This feels like the Luka thing. Like 100%,
Austin writes
right?
in, Dallas in 1 year has lost Luka, Doncic,
What
and
is
Micah
going
Parsons.
on with this city?
Wow, that's such a good call. Luka and Micah Parsons in 1 year.
It's like, did they call anyone else?
Well, what
I was
happens?
going to say, I'm surprised some teams would like. Also, can we take one moment? The Atlanta Falcons traded a future first to move up 20 spots and get who? James Pierce Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you could have 2 firsts. You could have got Micah Parsons.
That's just why you save that ammo. That's why you keep your powder
Oh my
dry.
God.
Yeah.
The last team that the Cowboys lost to in the playoffs, Green Bay Packers.
Oh, well, that's the other thing is the Packers.
2023, they got shit on by the Green Bay.
The reason Mike McCarthy is coaching was coaching the Cowboys is because him and Aaron Rodgers kept beating the Cowboys in the playoffs. Packers, dude, this is also like there's like a what I can't think. I keep anthology a fucking lesson here of, you know who doesn't have an owner? The Green Bay Packers. Ed Policy. And Brian Gutekunst.
Ed Policy was on the horn making the deal happen.
Ed Policy. Like, I don't know. The only team that's ever pulled off a quarterback transition, no team can do a quarterback transition. The Packers have done it twice. They went from Favre to Rodgers to Jordan Love, and they're pulling deals like this. And then you have teams like Jerry Jones. I don't know.
The only way this makes any sense is if he has like arthritic knees or something. Like this is so ridiculous.
Two, I can't get over how unbelievably cosmically stupid 2 first-round picks from the Green Bay Packers
late
who are
first.
Maybe it's more than that.
This
but
very well might be like the 32nd pick in the first round.
Right.
So where is this? I think Bill, if he were here with us, I would be like, where is this rank in all-time like tough years for a sports city? Because Dallas, it's like you don't really feel bad for Dallas a lot, but dude, losing Luka and Micah, I mean, that's the best. I mean, young NBA player, one of them, and probably the best young defender in the NFL in a year. It's the same year.
And Dallas was given a gift with the first overall pick in the draft when they got Cooper Flagg. Will that happen
Maybe
for the Cowboys?
maybe they'll be the
they
worst
get
team.
the first overall pick and get, I don't even know. Caleb Downs? I don't know.
Dude, Jerry fucked this up. That's crazy.
This is wild. I'm still like processing this.
Also, again,
is
can I
fucking
revisit
funny.
the Giants are going to win the Super Bowl? Actually, no, the Packers are going to win the Super Bowl. now.
Micah released a statement.
Yeah, what is so? Micah
Do you want me to
released a
read the
statement. This is
statement?
from Jordan Schultz, son of Howard Schultz.
Do you want me to read the statement?
Yeah, please.
The whole thing?
Yeah, we're here. Yeah, this
Growing
is
up,
insane.
Cowboys Nation. Growing up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, I was one of the few kids in my neighborhood who cheered for the Dallas Cowboys. Nearly everyone around supported the Eagles, but I always believed in the Star. To wear the blue and white at Penn State and then carry the same colors into the NFL as a Cowboy, it was more than a dream, it was a destiny. From the moment I arrived in Dallas, you embraced me and my family as your own. You made a kid from the East Coast feel right at home at Texas. Every time I pulled up to work, every time I stepped into the field, I felt the weight and pride of representing you. You didn't just give me a jersey, you gave me a place to belong. I never wanted this chapter to end, but not everything was in my control. My heart has always been here and it still is. Through it all, I never made any demands. I never asked for anything more than fairness. I only asked that the person I trust to negotiate my contract be part of the process. This is a sad day, but not a bitter one. I'll never forget the joy of draft night, the adrenaline of running out of the tunnel. Yeah.
Dude, this guy did not want to leave. I can't stress enough how many players take their agent's advice, don't show up, don't practice, don't do stuff.
I only ask that the person I trust to negotiate my contract be part of the process. Jerry,
they fucked this up.
Here's
So
the
much.
thing. There's multiple levels to it. There are guys who want a new contract and then like won't play. And they're like Rashawn Slater is like, I'm going to respectfully hold out. And like, you know what? That's why you do it. You might get hurt being on the field. Then there are guys who bitch and scream and like, want trades and all this stuff. Micah Parsons basically said, I respect guys who do that, but I'm not going to do any of that. We're trying to win a Super Bowl. I'm going to show up and be here every day. And he was just part of the team. And Jerry literally basically like belittled and bullied and basically made Micah Parsons regret so much being a good soldier that he pushed him all the way by refusing to talk to his agent, that his agent basically seems like pulled a power and he was like, fuck this.
I'm surprised that they went ahead with the trade. Remember like a week ago or 2 weeks ago when Jerry Jones was like, don't lose sleep over this.
That's the other thing that's interesting is that like it's August 28th. You're telling me that Green Bay gave him a deadline? Like Green Bay's going to change their mind on this? You couldn't have called more people. Like the Rams have 2 first-round picks next year. What? Like you're not like couldn't you see if the Rams would give you 3? I'm so curious about the calls.
They should have physically restrained Jerry Jones.
What's Brian Schottenheimer thinking right now?
Dude,
my fucking
that motherfucker's got impressed. Yeah, dude.
Nico Harrison's name is trending. LOL.
You think Nico did this?
No, I was just like, man, Dallas.
LOL. So you think the Cowboys can get the first pick and get Arch Manning? Oh my God, yeah. Carlos says week 4 is Packers Cowboys. We're in Dublin.
We think.
Well, honestly, we could do the show during the game.
Wow.
Oh my God.
So the Packers defense is going to be fun as hell.
Well, the Packers defense now is like every other defense with the terrible cornerbacks, but now they have Micah Parsons.
He's
and
just
Rashawn
going to
Gary's
be,
their number 2.
he's a force multiplier though. Like he makes everyone around him better.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
So
Rashawn Gary's now a great number 2 pass rusher. Like
right.
Lucas Van Ness can go back to not being a starter. Would you yeah. This episode is brought to you by Yahoo Fantasy. Yahoo Fantasy is the best place to play fantasy football. Hurry, the season starts September 4th. Want more ways to play? Try the new Yahoo Fantasy Guillotine League mode where the lowest scoring team gets eliminated weekly. Want to play instantly with friends? Try the new Draft with Friends mode. Prefer the classics? Play in private head-to-head leagues or join a public league. The season is almost here, so draft now at yahoofantasy.com/The Ringer. Any other thoughts on this off the jump? I mean, I think I will say, let's just real quick. I want to just look at Super Bowl odds.
I feel like we can't go back to just like some random take.
I know. Now I'm like, how am I following this shit?
Over.
My purge. They're gonna trade Micah Parsons.
So here's the thing. I want to let you guys know. Stop me when you think that. So the Packers have already shot up in Super Bowl odds. So the Ravens are now 7-1. The Eagles are basically 7-1. The Bills are 7-1. Chiefs are 8-1. Lions are 12-1. Packers are tied with the Lions at 12-1. Ahead of the Niners at 19, Washington at 19, Rams are at 20, Broncos are at 22. I mean, honestly, I think Packers are a better team than the Lions.
I think Ravens, Eagles, Bills, Chiefs.
I mean, it sounds like there's Packers. You have to prove it, like because Jordan Love is not Lamar. Like he's not the Eagles' offense with Hurts. It's not Josh Allen.
I mean, Lamar never been to a Super Bowl. Jordan Love's gotten just as close as Lamar has. Almost beat the Niners in the NFC Championship.
All right, Mr. Lamar should have been MVP last year.
Completely different arguments. That's a regular season award, and I believe that.
All right.
I'm just saying he hasn't been to the Super Bowl either.
Man, Micah. So
hold on. Adam Schefter says trade package includes 2 first-round picks and a frontline player, whatever that means.
Kenny Clark.
Kenny. First of all, oldest player on the Packers.
It's like an old defensive tackle.
He's 29.
He's 29, but that's the Packers are the youngest team in the NFL. Kenny Clark was the oldest player they had. They got rid of a 29-year-old defensive tackle. I think the Cowboys are probably sitting here like we can't stop the run. If I can try to be charitable to Dallas for 1 second. One, this is probably a terrible idea. I will say. There is something to be said of Dallas's defense last year was horrific. Mm-hmm. They couldn't stop the run. They have no cornerbacks. But the difference is you're paying a ton of money to Micah to lock in having a pretty bad defense. Like they were a bad defense, so they paid a ton of money.
Having an elite pass rusher is good.
I'm just trying to understand.
Okay.
It's a good thing.
But I'm trying to understand.
Case. How about this? Don't trade him and just do something else to make your defense better.
I'm not saying it's smart. I'm trying to understand when they're at the table talking about doing this. They turn to Will McClay, who is the guy who's in charge of their football strategy. He's their big scout. Will McClay is the reason that the Cowboys actually draft really well. Like the Cowboys drafted Zach Martin and Tyron Smith and Travis Frederick, and I think Tyler Booker's going to be great. The Cowboys are drafted well. Will McClay's the guy, and I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, they drafted Mozzie Smith like a couple years ago.
Yeah, that was a bet. Well, that's the thing.
Like, the fucking draft is a crapshoot. You cannot depend on that.
And that's the thing. They kind of probably told themselves, well, Mozzie Smith has been a disaster. Even then, they're like, well, they told him to gain 15 pounds, then lose. They kind of screwed him over. But you're right, he's terrible. So they're adding Kenny Clark probably for this is
insane.
They probably said we want 3 first-round picks, and the Packers were like, we'll give you 2 in Kenny Clark. And the Cowboys
and they'd be
blinked.
like, Jerry, Kenny Clark was a first-round pick, so it's really the same thing. And he's already guaranteed that he's good. And Jerry's like, yeah, you're right.
So is this where I get to my take purge that I did last year and I'm going to do again now, which is Jerry Jones's kid should kill Jerry Jones?
That's a good. Let's get back into the purge there. That's good. Wow.
I can't. 2 late round firsts is just unforgivable.
Oh, that's the other thing. If the Packers, how bad do these picks have to be where it's worth it? Like, if the Packers got 2 top 5 picks, you're like, it's a pretty good deal. But these are going to be...
They will be in the 20s.
25th. If the Packers make the divisional round...
They could be in the 30s.
Yeah. I mean, if the Packers make... Even just the divisional round, even if the Packers don't make the NFC Championship game...
It's like pick 26, 27.
Dude, that's brutal. I mean,
the Packers, the least amount of games they've won in a year since 2019 is 8.
I always say
I love that the Packers kicked the shit out of the Cowboys the last time the Cowboys were in the playoffs. And now they got Micah Parsons.
Look at the guys. So you always say you need a few years to judge a draft. I'm just randomly pulling up 2022. The 25th pick was Tyler Linderbaum to the Ravens. He's great. Jermaine Johnson went to the Jets. Devin Lloyd to the Jaguars. Devontae Wyatt to the Packers. Cole Strange was the 29th pick to the Patriots. George Karlaftis, Dax Hale, Lewis Cine. It's like, man.
Dude, the late first is...
It's a crapshoot.
It is a crapshoot.
The Bills just had Dalton Kincaid and Kyrie Elam as late round picks. These guys don't even barely play
late
for the Kyrie.
Yeah.
This is pretty horrific. So, I mean, Dallas is really... that's one of the worst stretches I can remember for 2 teams. I mean, these are the 2 most popular players in the city.
I can't believe this.
Kenny Clark's a funny... Is there anything else? So Packers are 12-1. Where the Cowboys Super Bowl odds have fallen to 60-1. 60-1.
In other news, this is good for their offense.
Do you still think the Giants are 200-1? You don't think that's a good bet?
Yeah, do it now.
Would you rather do Cowboys? Oh, I did it when it was 400-1. I did it in this table, actually. I bet them $10 at 500-1.
At this table?
At the Super Bowl last year. Like when we came back for LA from the Super Bowl, I bet the Giants like 450-1. Anyway, any other thoughts on this, DK, before we get out of here? I think we've talked. Yeah, we've gotten our thoughts on it. So good move? Who do you think won the trade?
Hot take. Really bad look.
Kenny Clark's going to go nuts this year.
Hell yeah. He's going to be so good on first and second down.
I'm trying to think what we missed if he's unhealthy. Do you think Jerry Jones is like dying?
Well, we're all dying, really.
Yeah.
No, wow. I bet you, Jerry, it was like a fucking dick measuring contest. And Jerry was like, you're going to tell me that I did it?
I'm an oil man.
I negotiated improperly? See you later.
Honestly, it's probably that. I really bet when you wrap all the layers, you get all the layers of the onion out, the center of it's just like, fuck you,
there was probably one screaming match of a call, and Jerry Jones is like, fuck you,
him.
David Mulugeta.
Yep.
See you later. Go wherever you want.
Super emotional. Oh, my God. I'm literally going to come back in. All right, we decided to just publish this.
Oh,
yes, Bill, yes!
I'll share Danny's mic.
Fuck yeah.
All right, Bill, what's worse, Luka or this?
Wait, we're still recording, right? Everything's recording?
Yeah.
All right, great.
I was focused on the Pats for this.
Oh.
But I thought it was going to be it was ultimately the Packers. They needed it the most. Mm-hmm. Is that what you guys said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I picked them for the Super Bowl on part 2 of my pod that just went up.
No one's going to believe that was before.
Buffalo versus Green Bay was my Super Bowl.
You saw what the Cowboys got in return, right?
Just 2 firsts?
2 firsts and Kenny Clark.
Who's the oldest player on the Packers? He's 29.
What? How did the Patriots not top that? How did the Seahawks not top that?
That's what I asked. Well, should I talk into a mic?
Oh, yeah.
Here, share it with me.
That's what I asked. Did they not call anyone else?
So who do you think they called?
I think the Packers are smart enough to call them. I think that I think that this really does.
They started like badgering them to do it, right?
Yes.
This is shocking. These 2 first-round picks are going to be the 25th pick to the 30th pick.
Cole Strange was the 29th pick.
Well, so Danny, did you do the Jamal Adams conversation part of this yet? Because you did this.
Yeah, I mean, this is essentially what the Seahawks gave up for Jamal Adams. That was awful. I think they gave up more than that, too.
A box safety.
It's like 2 firsts and a third or something like that.
This is the best pass rusher in the NFL.
The thing I said, my immediate reaction was this is Reggie White all over again, because a player of this caliber at this age just should not be available. And
There's 7 of these in the league,
He's 26.
including
All- he's
quarterbacks.
26.
all of them are 30. Like the other guys making this money. Myles Garrett's making this money. Just signed. He's 30 with a history of foot issues. TJ Watt is 30. Like Max Crosby is 29, 30. Like all these. Micah Parsons just turned 26.
Yeah, but I'm saying there's 7 of these, meaning all positions.
Yeah. Yes.
Like if we're doing
yes.
NBA trade value, like for NFL, there's no way he's not one of the 7 blue chippers you would want in the league, including quarterback.
100%. We were just
So
saying,
how is it not 3 firsts?
It's shocking.
I think it's because David Mulugeta wanted 46, 47
But again,
million a year.
why are you not trading Micah Parsons to a bad team so that these first round picks are top 5, top 7
I don't know.
picks?
Well, I think the bad teams probably don't want. I think the
The Packers
answer
are now
has
6 in Super Bowl odds. Like this team was in the NFC Championship 2 years ago.
the thing I'm
These
surprised
picks are
about.
going to be in the late 20s, early 30s. It could literally be the 32nd pick in the draft.
I keep wondering about the Rams, who have 2 firsts next year, and I'm like, you couldn't call the Rams? You could try to get 2 firsts and the first in 2026. Now maybe no one wanted to do it, and they called everyone. But part of me
No
just
way.
thinks what we were saying right before you came in, Bill, was. Part of me is like, everyone just got super emotional, and Jerry Jones tried to cut out David Mulugeta. And David Mulugeta, this is like his little, like, he's the biggest agent in the NFL now. Like he's surpassed Rosenhaus. He did the Deshaun Watson trade. Like, and Jerry Jones tried to cut out the biggest agent in the NFL. And then Cowboys got burned, and this is going to be Jerry's legacy now.
So if they had done this with the Patriots, you could talk yourself into maybe that'll be like the 14th pick in the draft.
Uh-huh.
And then maybe they'll have some injuries. Like the Packers are just going to be good.
They were going to be good without.
This is who you
Micah
didn't want
Parsons.
first round picks from.
No.
It makes
But
no
if I'm a
sense.
bad, like basically you would have wanted to do your version of the Travis Hunter deal, where Cleveland's like, this is great. We have
Yeah.
Jacksonville's first next year. They're going to
100%.
suck.
Exactly.
That's a team that should have traded for him, Jacksonville or something like that. And then you get 2 or maybe even 3 first round picks from a team that could actually give you top 10 picks.
Bill, where does this rank in just Dallas calendar year worst? Dallas didn't lose a team or anything, but Dallas's year starting with losing Luka Doncic and more or less starting to
Shit,
fall.
I didn't even think about
Is
that
this-
part.
They
Yeah.
lost Luka Doncic and Micah Parsons in the same year.
What's a more unforgivable move, Luka or this?
Luka. Because this was clearly they just felt like he was worth a certain number and they weren't going to go over it. But I just think I need to get at least 2 firsts. I probably need a second. Maybe it's 2 years later. And I need some sort of Kenny Clark.
Kenny Clark.
Like, really? I thought Rashawn Gary was like a lock to be in this, but maybe they couldn't have made it work with the cap.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think the Kenny Clark bit, like the Kenny Clark addition to this trade, just makes it. Let's just puts it over the top. I don't understand that at all. It's like a run stopping. I mean, I know he's a good player, but you're an interior defensive lineman who's not going to be like a top tier pass rusher, who's older.
Bill, is now a good time to mention that Jerry Jones is older than Joe Biden.
This is the ultimate going out on bottom.
Yeah, you die a hero or live long enough to see
Well, this
yourself
is
become the villain.
the ultimate lesson of this is there's 2 pieces of life where if somebody gets old and crazy, you're kind of helpless. One is if they were the president of the United States, for example.
Sure.
The other is if they owned one of your favorite teams and they don't sell the team and they do shit like this and there's no outs. Like I'm sure every Cowboy fan is like, cool, we just traded the number 1 blue chip pass rusher you would want at the right age. And we're going to get like the 30th pick and the 29th pick in the draft.
Yep.
So you could save money and meanwhile your team just got announced it was $12 billion. Like this is like an irrational, crazy old guy move.
It's Jamar Chase for defense, but even then, it is easier to replace a Jamar Chase on
Yeah.
offense than replace a Micah Parsons on defense, probably.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to talk yourself into, if you're going to get first round picks from Micah Parsons, you have to convince yourself that you could try to get another Micah Parsons with those picks, which in the late 20s is extremely difficult. These guys do not grow on trees. Like Abdul Carter went 3rd overall.
The reason they're paid so much money is because teams have decided that you can't replace their value in the aggregate. The other positions you can. And so it really, to me, at the end of the day, I do think they just ruined the emotions. I do think Jerry Jones was trying, someone's trying to power play. Someone's trying to big dick Jerry Jones. And he's like, fuck that. And the relationship just ended. I can't think of another reason.
I think it was a dick swinging contest. And
Yeah.
he was like, you're going to tell me what to do? I'll fucking trade him right now.
I just want to reiterate my take on. I think like in this era of football with the salary cap, fans become obsessed, and maybe now teams and Jerry Jones have become obsessed with cap space.
Yeah.
Like, cap space. We got so much cap space. You use your money to keep very good players.
Yeah.
Use that money. That's actually good. If you give your really good players a lot of money, that's a good thing. I just want to reiterate that.
Well, because you can roll over cap space forever, which is what Philadelphia did. I'm just wondering where everyone else was. The more I'm thinking about this, because this just happened. Like you guys knew about. I was recording a Prestige TV podcast and found out right after. There's like 17. Like, could Denver have gotten in this?
I was wondering about them too. Yeah.
Could like this? Honestly, could the Steelers have gotten in this?
Yeah, they just paid T.J. Watt $41 million.
So part of it had to be you couldn't have had your own $40 to $45 million crazy contract guy yet.
I do think that the Packers, ironically, because they used 8 of their last 10 picks. I'm doing this off the top of my head, but 8 of the last top 10 picks were defensive. Ironically, none of them are that good. So they kind of didn't have massive extensions for any of these guys. So they actually, on the defensive side of the ball, really had the cap flexibility to do it. And you're right, like they weren't hamstrung by a huge contract. But overall, I don't know. There's always money in the banana stand, man. Like I do think that maybe some teams don't want to give 2 first-round picks and a player to give up 46, 47 million. But generally speaking, no, probably most teams probably did want to make this trade. Like the Chargers, I feel like probably would have wanted to do it. I just think sometimes it's as simple as some teams, it's not that different than fantasy football. You see a trade in your league, you're like, how didn't you tell me? And you're like, I don't know, man. I was thinking about it. You had the offer. I just wanted to do it. They don't always make the decision. That
always happens in fantasy football. I was right here. We talked last week.
They're not always.
I asked you if you're going to trade Parsons. What the fuck?
Honestly, it's the same thing, man. I'm like, I don't think they called 20 to other teams. I think the Packers.
It's the same thing with Luka. All the other teams are like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Why did you call us? Like, we would have given you way
different.
more.
That was rigged by the NBA. This doesn't feel rigged by the NBA. This is something. So I think Denver could have done it. I think Pittsburgh, even though they paid Watt, it's just the kind of thing they would have done.
Here's also, how you know it's a good trade. Trading an interconference to the Packers, who was the last team to beat you in the playoffs, was the Packers 2 years ago.
The AFC existing alone with the quarterbacks makes it so much less likely that you'll make the suit. Like it'll be a good pick because
like trading to Tennessee. The Packers, maybe you could luck out and get like a top 10 pick.
100%.
And I think, and maybe those teams were like, he's not on our timeline. But even then, I'm like, they probably gave up good picks. I think the reason you know this is good is who the team that is probably the most stingy about trading away future firsts. The Green Bay Packers. Like there is no team this is literally 30 years of this in the way the Packers have their leadership where they don't just give away first round picks. That's why I comp it to Reggie White, where like the Packers are not the archetype of team you thought would dip into free agency first, but they're like, but this is an uncommon situation. I think Micah Parsons, like Luka, like very rare other situations where players of this caliber are just not available very often. Like Ricky Henderson being traded 40 years ago, like he just shouldn't be on the market.
Like why didn't Cincinnati go for this?
Oh, that's interesting.
Because they've already like spread their money out.
$250 million.
What Heifetz just said, this does happen in every other sport, and in football, it's way less likely to happen. But I also think teams have been burned by trades like this. If you go over even like the Russell Wilson trade, but I'd love to see all these trades laid out. Like Herschel Walker is the most famous one, but if you go through the years, if you're giving up more than 2 firsts for a player, it's usually not a great idea. The counter, 26-year-old best pass rusher in the league is never available ever.
Yes, it's usually the guy who's like around 30 years old. It was like, is Myles Garrett going to go somewhere else? Do you risk that? You're going to be paying him until he's 34. This is not that.
I think
this is the second most important position in football other than quarterback.
I think the whole trade is out of sample because it's kind of like if some crazy deal in a house and you're kind of sniffing around, you're like, what's wrong with the house? Why does it cost us? Why is this even available if it's so great? And you're like those other trades like Russell Wilson and you're like, okay, the answer is the Seahawks are trading him because they have been around Russell Wilson for 10 years and they don't think they don't think he's as good. They don't think he's worth the money. Like most of these trades are ultimately teams that have the player and they're like, he's not worth it. And you look at Micah and they're like, they did want to pay Micah. I think that there's no health issue. There's no play issue. They just destroyed the personal dynamic. And and again, maybe there's stuff we don't know. Maybe there's stuff about the health we don't know. Maybe there's things behind the scenes. But my read of the situation is it actually is just a giant emotional dick swinging contest that Dallas lost. And there's nothing like just nothing about this player should have been available in the trade market.
Well, when he laid on the trainer's table, that wasn't great. I'm just showing you my notes from the NFC.
Yeah.
Buffalo over Denver, Green Bay over Philly. Green Bay 12-5. pre-Micah Parsons.
Oh my God.
And I have like bets on them that I made. Like I wish I could have tripled down.
And if you're listening for fantasy, I think we've talked all year about how you have made this comp at the New York Live show that the Cowboys are the Kirkland brand Bengals because it's like Dak and Burrow, similar styles of quarterbacks, going to funnel their offense through passing, and it's like T. Higgins and Jamar Chase are like a off-brand.
Yeah, it's just going to be wheels up. They're going to lead the league in points. They did that 2 years ago. Yeah,
the Cowboys. We haven't even gotten to this. Do you realize how bad the Cowboys defense is now? Yeah. It is a bottom 3 in the NFL because they couldn't stop the run with Micah Parsons. Their cornerbacks are awful. Like, I mean, the Cowboys have.
Also, week 4, Sunday Night Football, Packers, Cowboys.
Danny, do you think this was a situation where they finished the trade and the Cowboys war room celebrated? Like, we did it.
We got the video.
We got 2 firsts for Parsons.
And Kenny Clark.
The 5th best guy in the league. We did it. Number 32 and number 30. Here we come. Terrible stuff. Are they the best? Is this the best fantasy defense now? Or would you still have Houston or Philly or some of the others?
For Green Bay, I don't think they're the best, but it just drags their overall defense to like maybe above average, which again, I think the defense was the question for Green Bay because it was like they have no cornerbacks and they lost Jair Alexander and Eric Stokes who weren't great. But Keyshawn Nixon's the best cornerback in Green Bay. He was a kick returner 2 years ago. Like they have slot guys playing on the outside. But now the whole reason you get Micah Parsons is that makes everyone better if the quarterback has a second less. And they're a real contender now. I still think Denver, Houston, Vikings for fantasy better.
Green Bay needed a couple blue chippers. It was like they had a good overall roster, but they didn't have the difference makers.
Because they kept picking in the late part of the first round.
Right.
So, Bill, I know. Bill, where do you think this is?
Jerry, better get scouting. Yeah. You've been watching a lot of college football this year. You got to find that diamond in the rough.
Is there a comp you can think of for Dallas, a city like Dallas losing Luka and Parsons in the same year?
For like all-time sports city calamities?
Like losing one team is still worse than 2 players, but this is pretty bad.
There's that. There's also when it came out this morning, they were talking about they are getting phone calls for Parsons. He's the number one owner. We're like, oh, he's going to be fucking crazy enough to trade this dude. Yeah. I can't think of maybe Matt Ishbia. Yeah. Are there 3 owners across the sports that you'd be like, he's definitely dumb enough to trade Micah Parsons? Like, this is unconscionable.
But they haven't traded. Dallas hasn't actually got rid of one of their big players in years. Like, usually when you're a Cowboy for life. They brought Zeke back. You know, they have really kept people within the family for a long time.
Can I ask Danny, would you have traded 2 firsts?
Oh, my God.
And what pass rusher? Give me one. You don't really have any.
Nuoso or, anybody.
You would have given Witherspoon.
Anybody. I mean, really, anybody.
Would you have done 2 firsts and a third?
Yeah.
Would you have done 2 firsts and a second?
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, why did they do the deal today? You have 5 more days to get a deal. Like you have 5 more. Like the Packers are going to set a deadline on you. I don't know. Maybe I'm not smart enough at reading this stuff, but I'm like, what are the Packers going to say no to this tomorrow? Why did you have another week to get the season going?
You already answered that. It's a dick swinging thing.
Yeah,
he was obviously like, I'm done with this guy.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah, maybe.
What's our best offer? They canvass the teams. We can get 2 firsts from Green Bay. It's like, take it. Yeah. I'm done with this.
Yeah. Does this raise any other questions for you guys? Any other questions?
No, I'm going to leave. That was the end of my cameo.
Great to see you guys. Thank you, Bill. Oh my God. Holy shit.
Oy.
What a day.
Yeah, like Schefter, there's an article that came out. Micah Parsons got 2 MRIs in August. He was cleared medically by the team. He was suffering from back tightness.
The back tightness was pretending he was hurt so that he could justify not participating in practice. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. He didn't magically tear his back not playing. I don't know, man. All right. I think we hit the Parsons thing. Do you want to do a couple extra take purges and get out of here?
I can't even tell if we should. Or do we just end it?
We'll save it. We'll save it for the next one. All right. Wow. Thank you, DK. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Bill Simmons, for stopping in.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you, Jerry, for the content. Jerry!
As always.
You know what's Take
Jerry,
Purge.
you son of a bitch.
Take Purge. Jerry Jones is the smartest person in sports. This is why the NFL makes $2 billion a month, hurtling toward 3. Jerry Jones is the only person who understands content. Shout out, Jerry. Thank you to Kai. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, CT. Thank you, really, dude. Thank you, Jerry, for the content. Unbelievable. The man gets it. Cowboys were going to be boring. He understands. Thank you, Lord.
Lord.
Oh, God. Who do we even pick for a band on this one, man?
Alan Parsons Project?
Sure.
Yeah.
I love that. Thanks for the little tip there.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got? What's your favorite song from them?
They do don't they do the walkout Michael Jordan song?
Oh, yeah.
That
I
sounds
can't
right,
believe this happened. I kind of just kept, the first 60 seconds we talked about it, I kept waiting for this to be fake.
Same.
Wow. Oh my God.
Is it Serious? Is that their song? Is that the Michael Jordan song?
That's
What's the Bulls walk?
I think it's Serious. Sounds right.
Yeah. Do.
Yeah, Serious.
Hell yeah.
That takes me back, man. That song.
Yeah.
That was great.
Well, the NBC's getting the NBA back, and they're bringing back a lot of that 90s stuff, which is they got it. They finally did this for the finals, where they brought back the intro music, and I'm like, thank you. You don't have to sell every moment. Like,
this is how we should start the Take Purge.
NBA, we should. The NBA finals having this again.
Yeah, like rip off the warm ups.
We got the standing 6-1.
Yeah, Michael.
Damn.
Jordan.
Dude, even in Space Jam, it hits so hard when they introduce. Oh my God, it's
You
the
know what
best.
else I was just thinking of while in that era, like the John Tesh.
They're bringing that back.
Yeah. People are fucking thrilled that it's like people are over the
fucking
moon.
song.
that it's
One more
coming
time,
back.
DK. One more time.
You've seen the SNL
Yeah.
with Sudeikis?
Yes.
So good.
Basketball.
It's so fucking good. There's a little vignette on how John Tesh thought of that. It was John Tesh, right?
I think so.
Oh my
How
God.
he thought of that song. Like it came to him in the moment and he had
In the middle of the night,
wrote
he
it
sat
down.
up.
Yeah. So fucking good. Hold on.
Oh.
I want to make sure it's John Tesh before.
I think it is John Tesh. That sounds right.
Oh, so good.
There's also the Nelly song, Heart of a Champion, that samples that.
Oh,
really?
yeah.
Yeah. It's the heart of a champion.
Hold on, let me play it. Oh damn, it's an ad.
JT. Don't
Wait,
say who the ad's
Wait,
for.
wait.
Skip ad. This should be at Coachella next year.
Just on the keys.
Tripping Molly for like an hour
Yeah.
to this thing.
The
Hans Zimmer
80s
and
were
him.
a time. Man.
Yeah.
What year was this?
Man.
Yeah, when Frank
Look at
Ocean's
him.
ice rink melted, they should have played this.
He looks like he looks like a dealer on a cruise ship.
That's actually perfect.
Like he's dealing cards on a cruise ship.
Oh, man. He's got like the dyed blonde hair with the goatee vest. Fuck.
What year was this? I got to find out.
When
1995?
how do you spell Tesh? When did John Tesh invent NBA theme song?
I think it was 95. Yeah.
God,
what an era.
He composed it originally 1989
Okay.
for the 1990 NBA season. Stud. Thank you, John.
Shout out, John.
Playing it again. Okay.
No, dude, you already started.
He's
Him running around on stage.
this is like the background is you dribbling.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Crowd's going nuts.
Goodbye, everyone. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.